What's going on, y'all? Man, it's LA Rich and we back with another video, man. And look, today we got the one and the only Charlie Kirk back on the channel with him doing a video titled Charlie Kirk versus Environmentalist Nut. Full video. Now that's a pretty crazy title, bro. But I'm excited to get into this vid, man. I've said numerous times and I'll say it again, bro. These videos are so interesting. You know, this is not something that I grew up watching or I used to watch growing up or anything. This is all really brand new to me, you know, debate type videos like this and all. So I'm very interested in a lot of them, you know, which is why y'all constantly keep seeing it back on the channel, man. And before I get into the video though, what I want to say is thank y'all so much for helping me hit 12.7 thousand. We on the road to 12.8 now. I appreciate y'all so much for all the love and support y'all show me every single day. It truly means the most to me. And nonetheless, we gonna go ahead and get into this video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some more videos y'all want me to react to, whether it's from Charlie Kirk or anybody else, and I got y'all with it, man. But hey, enough of the talking. Let's do it.
We ought to transition away from fossil fuels?
Well, no, I don't agree with that. My contention is I don't know. I do believe global temperatures are rising. I'm not willing to say definitively it's anthropogenic, meaning it's human activity. But if you connect the two, I asked the question I asked earlier, how much? Are there any other contributing factors to rising global temperatures other than human activity? If so, what are they, and to what degree do they factor into rising global temperatures? But sure, you want to follow up on that?
Yeah, I was wondering, how can you not know whether climate change is happening when a recent survey of 88,125 climate-related studies done by Institute of Physics cites that more than 99.9% of peer-reviewed scientific papers agree that climate change is caused by human activities?
How much? So how much of the global temperature rising is because of human activity? No. What percentage? Is it 70%, 80%, 85%, 5%, 1%? Because that's not what the study said. They're saying that human activity is contributing to part of the increase. What part? They don't know. That's debated.
Can I answer that?
Sure.
So, like, there's actually a statistics or a study done that suggests that climate-related disasters are 8 times more likely than in 1980s.
Well, hold on a second. You know that we have less people dying because of quote-unquote climate-related disasters thanks to fossil fuels. We have less people dying because of extreme exposure to cold, hurricanes, because of the advancements we have thanks to fossil fuels. You know, this idea, it's very interesting in modern society. We take for granted the idea of having widespread shelter, heating, or air conditioning in extreme climates thanks to hydrocarbons, we take for granted. That used to be a leading cause of death of human beings up until 1850s. Now, if I posit your contention, climate-related catastrophes, even though, according to peer-reviewed studies, that climate-related catastrophe death is actually at all-time low, the question is then for you, which is, what would you get rid of, when, and what would the cost of that be? That is the question, so please answer that.
Well, I was just wondering, like, you know, you didn't really answer my question, but I was, obviously I can't give you like exact percentage of numbers, but I do think that we ought to transition away from fossil fuel, right? Like, I'm not against growth or development. I obviously agree with you that, you know, the Industrial Revolution, like economic growth is good. It's lifting people out of poverty. That's obviously good, right? But in developed countries today, where we have the ability to not damage our economy, but also benefit the environment, shouldn't we do that?
Okay, so give me an example. What specifically would you ban? You're king for a day. What would you ban? Would you ban liquid natural gas? Would you ban nuclear? Would you ban fracking? Would you ban, what kind of hydrocarbons would you ban? Give me the examples, and you're king for a day. What would you do?
Well, see, I wouldn't like straight up ban something, right? So I'm not advocating for like, you know, just like fossil fuels, we end fossil fuels like immediately.
That's
right?
a mature answer. Good for you. No, I mean that. That's because the radicals don't always say that. Please continue.
Right. So I'll argue for like market-based solutions, a transition away. Like for example, I think in 2020, like the government funded $5.9 trillion to fossil fuel companies. I would say that instead of investing this money, $5.9 trillion to fossil fuel companies.
That doesn't sound right. But you might be in tax credits, maybe, or tax breaks. That doesn't sound
right. Subsidies.
No, that's 5.9 billion, probably not trillion. There's no way.
It's trillion.
Yeah, well, the federal budget was 3.8 trillion So there's no way we spent more than our federal budget.
No.
But I'm going to help you out. It's probably billion. Did you say trillion or billion?
It's trillions done by the International Monetary Fund, and probably is not.
It's not possible. I mean, I'm sorry to.
I'm not saying just in the United States.
Oh, okay, worldwide. All right, then that might be conceivable. Sure.
Right? So, I mean, yeah, but anyways, so I would say instead of subsidizing these fossil fuels companies, I would say that take these subsidies to renewables and other forms of cleaner energy that would be beneficial to the environment while still pertaining economic
Fair enough. Last question. So where do we get the cobalt to make the batteries, and what do we do with them? No, I'm asking. Where do you recommend we get the cobalt to make the batteries?
Wait, can I answer? So, like, your argument is about this mining argument, right? Like,
no, I'm asking a question, dude. Like, where do we get it from? Yeah, so then how about this?
Somebody said Google it, man. But I mean, you know, this is one of the topics right here that it's numerous people that just have different opinions, and it's always gonna be two sides to this. But you know, what I want to hear him say is the specifics on what he feels like should be done, or he said that he doesn't think anything should be banned, but what in specific does he feel like, hey, maybe this should be put on hold and focused on, we should focus more on this thing. You get what I'm saying? Or fund this more. I want to hear him explain in depth on that more.
How and where should we dispose of the incredibly acidic, sometimes radioactive batteries that electric vehicles use? Where should we dispose of them?
But that argument, you see, it's a straw man, because you're
Answer the question.
No, I am answering question. I am literally answering your questions, right? So you're arguing about this renewable energies and their batteries and how they cause environmental harm, right?
I've asked a question. I'm not making an argument. What should we do with the batteries once we use them?
I'm saying that's a straw man, because you can't.
Straw man question. That's a first. I've never been accused of a straw man question.
Because you have an underlying premise in your question that renewable energies exist in a vacuum, but you can't do that. That's not comparative analysis. You have to compare renewables with fossil fuels, with fracking and stuff.
Right. All right, pal, how about this? How about this? You can't answer the question because deep down you know that cobalt-powered batteries are worse for the environment than liquid and natural gas and nuclear power. So you come up on here to try to virtue signal, I love the environment, but as soon as you ask me about the incredibly environmentally inefficient, destructive, animal-killing, acidic-producing batteries, you're a strong man. You're out of time. Thanks for being here tonight. Next question.
Hey, Charlie.
He turned into a crowd favorite.
Hey, Charlie.
How you doing? Hey, everybody.
But I mean, yeah, I definitely, you know, it's basically the electric cars versus gas type of argument, man. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm all for gas powered cars, man. I couldn't deal with no all electric cars just throughout this whole, man. It's just, bro, it's not something you really want to be in. Let's read the comments. If this student really studied his conviction, he would not read his phone. I used to be woke. I was constantly getting triggered. I protested everything that offended me and demanded it all to be canceled. Finally, I grew out of it and went to preschool. I remember not having AC at home or in cars. No, thank you. These kids don't have no clue. They all go straight to their phones like real answers in their phones. Really, though, the whole entire debate, he was looking at his phone, trying to find what his phone, literally everything off Google. That's why that one dude in the back had yelled, Google it. Everything he was finding was just straight off Google, and he was just saying it to Charlie. But he really does have to realize, bro, especially think about the places, right? The places that it gets cold as hell in the winter. You know, even, yeah, just straight up in the winter, even fall. Do you realize what people need heat? Like that's not something that you can just sit here and say, let's put this to the side and focus more on it. You can't put that to the side. We need heat. I mean, like, come on, man. It's time to be serious. He's not thinking about. It's almost like he's worried about just his life in general, bro. You're not thinking outside the box. You're not thinking for the whole country in general, man. But hey, thank y'all so much for helping me hit 12 point. Um, oh yeah, 12.7 thousand subscribers. We enrolled to 12.8 now. I appreciate y'all so much for all the love and support y'all show me every single day. It truly means the most to me. Nonetheless, that's going to close out the video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And it's LA Rich, and I'm getting up out of here. All right, y'all.
I just got the race, I boosted up, but I'm not real son. Shooter ready, go there, ready, blaze, they hit up everyone. Every time I did a give a shit, I still ain't number one. And my pockets filled with money, bitch, like fucking